Sai Ram students. Today we are going to do revision on composition topic, that is information transfer. Students, we are going to start with composition topic, that is information transfer. So students, do you all remember what is an information transfer? Yes. Information transfer may be in a form of text, picture, graphs, flowcharts, tables, etc. The conversion of information from one form to another is called information transfer. Now students, there are two main types of information transfer, that is verbal to non-verbal and non-verbal to verbal. Now we will first understand what is verbal to non-verbal. Now in verbal to non-verbal, you will be given a paragraph as a question and you have to convert this paragraph. You have to read, you have to understand, and you have to convert it into a suitable diagram. So read the given paragraph, that is your first step. Then note its important features, give an appropriate title. Yes, you will read the paragraph properly, and then after that, first step is you will note all the important features from that paragraph. And then when you start with a particular diagram, you will be first giving a suitable or appropriate title. Then transfer these features into different form as per the question. You have to read the question, understand accordingly, and then you will transfer the question into any particular form. Now, draw neat and accurate diagram. Draw with a pencil and write with a pen. Yes, your diagram should be accurate, it should be understandable. And while you are drawing, you have to use only pencil. Okay, but when you are writing any information, you will write with pen. Now students, let's revise non-verbal to verbal. In non-verbal to verbal, a diagram will be given and you need to convert it into paragraph. Now in non-verbal to verbal, there are different kinds of representation like maps and plans, graphs, tree diagram, flow charts, family tree, web charts, and so on. Okay, what you need to do is you need to read the given graph or diagram or table. Okay, you need to understand it. Then when you start with the paragraph, the first step is give an appropriate title. Then a logical sequence of information should be followed in paragraph. Yes, you need to follow in a chronological order, a proper order, right? Then the first two lines of a paragraph is called topic sentence, as it let us know what is a diagram all about. Okay, the first two sentences will summarize the main idea of the paragraph. Then in the paragraph, you will cover all the points, use varieties in sentences, and you will write only in one paragraph, right? Now students, you will quickly check your answers. You have kept your homework book in front of you. Now quickly check the answers. Okay, now the first question was transfer the information about the water cycle into a flow chart. Okay, your first step is you will mark all the important features and then accordingly we will convert it into a diagram. Okay, then here in this case it is common knowledge that the sunrise absorbs water from the surface of the earth, mainly seas, streams, rivers and other such water bodies. Okay, that can be your first point. Then this gets converted into water vapor and thus rises. As it goes higher, it becomes cooler and begins to move. Fine, this will be our next point. Then various particles of vapor collect together and condense to form clouds. That can be your next point, which then becomes too heavy. Okay, then becomes too heavy and are difficult to sustain. Okay, this will be our next point. And then the condensed vapor in these clouds then comes down in the form of rains and fills the various water bodies, from where once again it evaporates with the heat of the sun. So this can be a next point. It evaporates with the heat of the sun, and thus the cycle of water is maintained. Okay, now let's see the answer. Now this is the flow chart. This is what we have got from this paragraph. We will give a heading, the first step, that is the water cycle, and then we will start with the flow chart. So the first step is sun rays absorb water from sea, stream or rivers. Then we will give an arrow. That is very important. You have to give a proper arrow to show the next step. Water vapor rises. Then again you have to give an arrow to the next step. The higher it goes, the cooler it becomes. Then again give an arrow and move towards the next step. Falls on the earth as rain. Then again give an arrow. Then becomes too heavy to hold water. And then again give an arrow. Condense into clouds. You now see, I have drawn this flow chart. Okay, and I have given a proper arrow, and I have written all the information in the box. Now the next question was, look at the following graph. It shows the result of SSC exam of the General English High School. Write a paragraph giving all the information of SSC result. Now this was a graph given. Now first step is we need to understand the graph. Now like in this case, this empty box is for boys. This black box shows for girls. Now this axis shows percentage of passing, and this axis, the below axis, shows the year, in which year how many boys or how many girls have passed. And these are the graphs. Okay, these are all graphs which shows in which year how much progress has taken place, right? Now let's see how we can write the paragraph. Let's look at the answer. This is the SSC result of HD High School for 5 continuous years. Now here HD High School name is already given in the question. Alright. In 1997, 30% boys passed the SSC exam and 20% girls passed the exam. Okay, now the first graph. See, in the first graph it shows 30% boys and 20% girls have passed the exam. In 1998 the result was provided. In this year 40% boys and 35% girls passed the SSC exam. Now we can see here in 1998, we will see the graph of 1998. Okay, we have just written the same percentage here. We have to read the graph and write the same percentage. Then however, in 1999, the result came down. In this year, 25% boys and 20% girls passed the exam. Now, in 1999 graph, you can see here, okay, you can see even the boys have not performed and girls have also not performed. So that is why we have written as in 1999, the result came down. In this year, 25% boys and 20% girls passed the exam. Okay. Then, in the year 2000, the result was better than the previous year. Here, 30% boys and 40% girls passed the exam. Now, see, there's an improvement in the graph. Okay. Girls are slowly and slowly, they are performing better. Fine. Then, in 2000, 60% boys and 65% girls passed the exam. We see that the girl bettered in their performance and their percentage of passing was more than the boys in 2000 and 2001. So students, along with this revision video, you also need to refer all the actual videos where we had taught the lesson or the topic in details. Now students, remember, Any question from textbook will be asked for literature based questions. So you need to read the textbook as well as the note provided thoroughly. You also need to learn the names of authors and poets of the relevant lesson for exams. All of you must watch the previous video where we had taught in details. You will be having MCQ type question, that is multiple choice question in exams. Composition format should be thoroughly done. For this, watch previous video where the details are given. Alright students, sign up, take care.